You know, when I first experienced the Holy Spirit, in hindsight, I realized I didn't know that I had experienced him. I've watched others receive the Holy Spirit and asked to receive the Holy Spirit, and some of them have just gently smiled, this enormous smile across their face. For others, they've been led to a place of crying, a sense of consolation in their crying. Not a horrible, awful crying, but just a gentle weeping of, yes, this is what I wanted. For others, I've seen them laugh hysterically as though a part of them has just broken free and come alive. My first experience of the Holy Spirit, which I didn't know I'd kind of experienced but knew in hindsight, was just a sense of him being present. He just was in me, in my being present. As I pursued that and continued to ask the Holy Spirit to come, then what happened is I began to melt inside. There's times that I've experienced the Holy Spirit as an incredible inner warmth. There's times I've experienced him as though somebody's pouring light into me. Very difficult to put into words. But I just know that there's a lightness within me in the way I walk and hold myself. But also it feels like there's something light being poured into me. I do remember an early experience within the first weeks of meeting, if you like, with the Holy Spirit, in a sense in which it felt as though half of my life was blue and half of my life was red. And I sensed that God was almost saying to me, there's two sides to your life. There is a hidden side and there is a public side. And I want to blend those two together so that you can just be you and you can be free to be you. And I can honestly say that over the years, that's exactly what God has done. But when it came to experiencing him, sometimes he felt like the most gentle lover, an incredible, a delicate touch upon my life. In other times, I've really sensed the sternness and the voice of correction that I've needed to have, saying, no, that's not the right pathway, or that action was not a loving action. You need to go and say sorry. I've experienced him almost, it's as though sometimes my stomach has risen up from within me and it's been in my chest, and I know that I've got to go and forgive somebody that I felt bitter and angry towards. In other cases, I know I've got to go and humble myself, and I've got to go and ask for forgiveness for something I've done, said, or not done or not said. But all the time, the Holy Spirit, I know, has been leading me in that. And whenever he's led me, I know it's only for my good and the good of other people. So in a sense, what might have seemed very fearful or frightening before is no longer fearful. I can go confidently and know that God will be with me in this, and that whatever happens, he will turn what happens to good, because I seek to love him. And that's what his word says, because he's true to his promise.